What's going on, guys? Joe with Strictly Commerce. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over 5 Amazon FBA wholesale tips for 2023. So inside of today's video, we're going to be going over 5 tips for Amazon FBA wholesale inside of 2023. These are going to be 5 things that you could do to make yourself have a better chance of succeeding with the Amazon FBA business. What this business is basically selling products on Amazon.com as a third-party reseller. What we're doing is we're buying items from either online retailers or wholesale distributors for lower price and then reselling them for more money through Amazon's FBA program or Fulfillment by Amazon. So really all the goal is here is to buy low and sell high on Amazon.com, and we're utilizing the FBA fulfillment centers where we can send our products in bulk to Amazon and then have Amazon actually individually pick and pack the units and send them to customers as they sell. This business model allows you to have great cash flow and will allow you to really scale, as you can send a bunch of items into different fulfillment centers, and once the items are out of your house or warehouse or whatever prep center you use, then you could focus more again on sourcing and you don't have to worry about them anymore. So let's jump into the 5 tips. The first tip for Amazon FBA in 2023 is to go wide and not deep on SKUs. I've stressed this a ton of times in different videos, both on TikTok, YouTube, inside of our Discord server and everything. The reason that I'm so adamant about this tip is because it can save you a ton of money and headaches. When you're first starting out, you are bound to make bad buys. What this means is you are bound to buy items that either are not as good as you think they are, have a good chance of losing money, or items that are actually gonna lose you money. And I don't say this to discourage you, I say it because it's just a fact that you're going to make bad buys as you're learning. So if you spread your risk out over a lot of different SKUs of a lower quantity of each SKU and a lot of different ASINs, you're bound to do better because you have a higher chance of more SKUs doing well. Additionally, all of the SKUs that you do bad on, or the items that you actually can't sell for a profit, or the price tanks, or you thought where you were profitable and then it cost you way more than you thought to ship, you won't have a high quantity of those goods, so you can liquidate them, get your money back, and move on. When you do things this way and test, you're gonna spread your risk out over 10, 20, maybe 30 different ASINs compared to putting that same quantity into 1 or 2. So when you start to sell your first round of product or first couple months worth of product, you can kill off what ended up not doing well for you and then double down on what works and spread your risk out so that way you have a better chance of success. The second tip for Amazon FBA in 2023 is don't be afraid to actually go break even on some of your SKUs with your wholesalers. There's going to be a lot of instances where your wholesalers don't have the best items or the items don't look like they're making much profit. And the thing is, you can look at this as an opportunity to actually get your foot in the door to then get better orders from that distributor in the future. So there's a lot of instances where we will purchase an item for like a really small profit or almost a break even or just a little bit of profit because it allows us to get our foot in the door with the distributor and help them out. So we're able to take some SKUs off of their end that they need to get rid of, and we can basically break even, lose a little bit of money, or make a little bit of money on those items. So that way our overall order gets larger and then we can get a better discount overall. Additionally, this allows us to help our sales reps out by giving them larger orders as they're paid directly off of how much that we actually spend with them, and they get a percentage of the profits that they make as a rep. So sometimes we do break even on a lot of items in order to get our foot in the door, largen up our orders, and see if we can make something work in the future. This brings us into our third tip, which is to bring the relationship back into this business. With the Amazon FBA business, specifically with wholesale and online arbitrage, even with retail arbitrage, there's not going to be much relationship or personality going on in your business. You're buying from these online retailers or these giant distributors who don't really know too much about you, and then you're selling on a platform where you're not adding any real like customization or creativity to your product, and you're strictly looking at data and numbers. So with the wholesale model, it allows you to bring the relationship and the personality back into the business when you're doing business with your rep. Bringing that back in allows you to go so much further than what other sellers are willing to do. Your rep might come to you and say, you know, Joe, I'm really looking to get rid of this SKU, like, can you help me out here? And if you're able to help them, you just did them a favor, and then now they're going to be able to do you a favor in the future by giving you a better price on another item, or increasing your discount rate, or maybe giving you first dibs on a good deal that goes on. Utilize this to your advantage and work with your reps that are good, because they're going to be a huge piece of allowing you to scale this business and keep things consistent for a long period of time. The fourth tip for Amazon FBA in 2023 is definitely to get on freight ASAP. Your shipping rates are one of the costs that you can actually heavily control based off what you're sending out, how much you're sending out, and how you're sending it out. With SPD or small parcel delivery, you're gonna be paying anywhere from 25 to 40 cents per pound on everything you send into Amazon FBA. When we market those costs out over a long period of time, you're gonna be spending a lot of money on shipping. For every 50-cent box, you're gonna be spending at least a couple dollars on shipping, if not a little bit more. Compared to when we flip things to freight, we're gonna be sending out our pallets for probably less than $100 per pallet for up to 1,500 pounds. So this brings our cost down to like under 10 cents per pound, or even sometimes less than that per item on our shipments into Amazon. So what this means is that you're gonna have a really hard time sending a lot of SKUs out and competing with larger sellers on shipping when you're paying 2 to 3x, sometimes even 4x what they're paying on freight. As soon as you possibly can, and as soon as you're starting to send out more than 500, 600, or 700 pounds at a time, you're gonna wanna contact a third-party freight broker and a third-party freight company to send your shipments into Amazon to save a ton on shipping and also save a ton of time on check-in times, because some third-party carriers will get your stuff checked in the very next day. Also, you're gonna wanna stay away from partnered carriers because they're very expensive and they also never pick up your stuff, and it could take up to a month's worth of time for your stuff to get checked into Amazon compared to using a third party. The fifth tip for Amazon FBA is you're gonna wanna buy the right inventory. What this means is it's not all about data. So it's not just about items that you think have a good sales rank and can make money. It's also about easy bundles, items that package well together, easy items to ship, light items to ship, etc. You wanna buy the right inventory so the numbers make sense for you and your team, as well as prepping and stuff like that. So buying the right inventory means that you're gonna really wanna focus in on, what's an easy bundle, what just needs a sticker, what's easy to prep, and also what makes good amounts of money, because everything that you send out obviously has a labor cost attached to it. So when you run your net numbers, it's gonna be a lot less than you thought, and you'll see as time goes on, if you're doing a ton of 3 bundles, 4 bundles, 5 bundles, those are gonna take you way more time than it does to ship individual units. So you're gonna wanna factor that cost into what you're buying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the 5 tips for Amazon FBA. Thank you for your business.